It was beautifully executed stroke for him.
Just a fraction short. Tried to pounce on it, didn't make the most of it. A single only, so 3 runs off this first over from the major.
Been a very good over so far, just the 3 singles earlier in the over. Height. Height was always in question. Important delivery from Pereira. And he gets a dot. Just a 3 from the captain in that 7th over. It's 56 for 1.
So that very good over from Pereira first up. The captain has dragged that run rate back just to 8 now. So just 1 over has made a little bit of a difference. That's all it takes in this format. Just a couple of good overs strung together, and suddenly things can change quite a bit. Always a bit of action when there's a leg spinner around the place.
Wanindu Hasaranga. Geez, he's a star. He's a future star, that's for sure. A real competitor. Brilliant in the field, bowls wicket to wicket, and can hit a ball. But most importantly, he's got that attitude, he's got that arrogance.
You know, to have a leg spinner in your lineup, it's a luxury for the captain. Gives you flexibility when you're under pressure. You can always introduce the leg spinner in order to pick up a wicket. And he's a wicket taker.
As they all are in this format. How good is it for the game that suddenly the T20 format's come along and all these wrist spinners have come into the game and have dominated, really. It's really exciting. So guys watching this, youngsters watching this bowler right now, suddenly gets enthused by the work that he's doing and the influence that he can make in a T20 game. That's beautifully bowled.
I certainly will have him in my fantasy cricket team. Wanindu Hasaranga picked up a hat-trick on debut in international cricket.
Wow, good stuff.
As a schoolboy.
They like the trajectory he bowls with. And batsmen are unsure whether to go forward or play off the back foot. And I think that is the reason why he prevails. Doesn't loop the ball high. Can't say it's flat. Azam Khan has been kept quiet. He's an aggressor, likes to dominate.
I always like seeing this with the captain spending quite a bit of time just making sure he gets the field right. So he's gone to first sip at the moment, Pereira, Sara Pereira. Just making sure he gives the bowler, who has obviously given some serious thought as to how he wants his field against someone who likes to play his shots. Straight to the man at long on.
I like the fact that Sara Pereira is having a slip-in. It's about wickets. The moment you pick up wickets, it gives you that extra opportunity to put the squeeze on.
And also control the game.
No doubt Sara Pereira is one of those guys you consider to have in your fantasy team. Bowled him. That is terrific. So suddenly the leg spinner is in the game. That is a big wicket. It's a really good over. A couple of good overs being strung together, and that is the difference it makes.
That's what I was trying to say too, Hazy. 11 balls, just the 5 singles. And the batsman, well, he tried this shot before. He missed it. Oh, how about that? Glove onto bat onto stump. Hasaranga, this is what he does. He picks up wickets. The Stallions have struck. Danushka Gunatilaka, who's doing all the damage. 38 off 30. He's on his way back. Gladiators 58 for 2. Bhanuka Rajapaksa, he's an exciting player. Still not lived up to expectations. He's played for Sri Lanka. 96, a high score. He's one of those players who's very instinctive and will surprise you in the areas that he can hit. A job to do. 2 wickets have fallen.
Yeah, he's a strong lad, isn't he?
Now, how can he finish this over? 2 runs only so far and a wicket as well. And that is very good. It's just going to be the single, so that's 3 runs and a wicket of his first over. That is really good stuff. 59 for 2. Freedy is on that list to come in next, and he's not too far away from getting involved in the game. There's always plenty of interest from Pakistan in particular. I mentioned before that this is going live to Pakistan. I'm sure everyone there is thoroughly enjoying this telecast. Pereira again, his first over is a beauty. Certainly not giving anything away.
It's all about pairing off well. It's all about complementing your partner, whether it's batting or bowling. The previous over by the captain was an economical one. It impelled the batsman to take few chances, and Hasaranga prevailed. That's good bowling.
That's extraordinary, that dismissal. Off the glove and onto the middle of the bat. That's a beautiful shot. That is magnificent. That's right over the top, and that has gone. That has gone for 6 runs. What a superb knock that is.
Easy as you like. Effortless. Just timed the ball. And it kept going.
Not a big stride. It was a good length delivery. That's the length that has been working for the Stallions. Backing himself to hit the top of the bounce. Wow. My 11 circle champion shot.
I think he enjoyed it too. Oh, a bit of extra bounce that time on the glove. Third man into play. Abbott is down there. Just the single. Just have a look at this reaction from Azam as he plays the shot. This one that went for 6. Almost like a golf shot, really, playing right through the line, getting underneath it. Just have a look at his head and his reaction straight away.
He knew it. It was 6. Stand and deliver.
He loved it.
I don't think you'll find anyone who didn't love that shot.
I agree.
And those are the type of shots that really surprise you. And mentioned Bhanuka Rajapaksa. This is instinctive. This is surprising you.
And hitting a 6 with high elbow.
Well, I guess what they've got to try and do is upset Pereira a little bit. Try and take him on. So he can't just bowl that line of length all the time and just try and trap the bowlers. Or the batsmen, rather. Now, he'd be someone who'd certainly be in your fantasy side right now, Pereira. You can go to my11circle.com and download the app, pick your fantasy team, get involved and have a lot of fun.
Only that 6. Otherwise, Pereira's been brilliant. Even that ball was good. Single, so he'll be happy. He's pulled it back. 9 bowled. 68 for 2. Evenly poised, the Stallions have pulled it back somewhat. Lyndon Hannibals, more exercise for him. It's the strategic timeout.
can feel it everywhere.
அடிக்கிற அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் பண்டையத்தை நத்தியத்தை நோக்கி ஒன்று ஒன்ன கள்ளத்துல நெருப்பத்தை வீசி வெட்டையாட கட்டுக்குள்ள 11 சிங்கக்குட்டி வந்துருச்சு பொட்டி போட்டு போடுபட்ட வல்லையட்டை அது கொண்ட தலை கண்ண கண்டையது தலை கவசம் மட்டும் தான் மட்டும் நண்டை போடுகிற வாடினா சிங்க பொழுது சித்து முட்டுக்கு வாடா ஆறா அடிடா நாலா ஒடடா இறங்கி அடிச்சா எவன்டா கேப்பான் ஒன்ன தாண்டி போட ஒன்ன தான் செய்வோட ஒன்ன தான் ஆடுவோட ஒன்ன தான் குடுப்போண்டா சிங்க பொழுது சித்து முட்டுக்கு வாடா
Jayagamu, Jayagamu, Satana Jayagamu, Ratama Jayagamu, Lobe Siubiga Jayagi Hananamba. Winning together, striving together, rising together, glory forever. LPL is the moment we win together. Yeah.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Win together.
Cricket Lova Kalamba, PTI can feel it everywhere.
அடிக்கிற அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் பண்டையத்த நத்தியத்த நோக்கி கொண்டு உன்ன கள்ளத்துல நெருப்பத்த வீசி வெட்டையாட கட்டுக்குள்ள 11 சிங்கக்குட்டி வந்துருச்சு பொட்டி போட்டு போடுபட்ட வெள்ளையட்டு அது கொண்ட தலை கண்ண கண்டையது தலை கவசம் மட்டும் தான் நண்டி போடுகிற வழியில சிங்க பொழுது சித்து முட்டுக்கு பாடா ஆறா அடிடா நாளா உடடா இறங்கி அடிச்சா எவன்டா கேப்பான் ஒன்ன தண்ணி போட்ட ஒன்ன தான் செய்வோண்ட ஒன்ன தான் ஆடுவோண்ட ஒன்ன தான் கொடுப்போண்டா சிங்க பொழுது சித்து முட்டுக்கு பாடா
Ekimba jaya gamu, Rocky jaya gamu, Satana jaya gamu, Ratama jaya gamu, Lobe siudiga jaya ki hananamba. Winning together, striving together, rising together, glory forever. LPL is the moment we win together. Yeah.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Win together.
Cricket lova kalamba, Pitiya yali sarasa. Ekimba jaya gamu, lova jaya gamu, Sinhanada batura. It's the battle of the champions. It's the glory of the nation. It's a celebration. It's a revolution. You can feel it everywhere.
அடிக்கிற அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் பண்டையத்த நத்தியத்த நோக்கி கொண்டு உன்ன கள்ளத்துல நெருப்பத்த வீசி வெட்டையாட கட்டுக்குள்ள 11 சிங்கக்குட்டி வந்துருச்சு பொட்டி போட்டு போடுபட்ட வெள்ளையட்டு அது கொண்ட தலை கண்ண
Go, there we go.
What have you been doing there?
Just catching up with the old boy. Mohammed Amir, I think, is unbelievable, and it was great to catch up with Moin Khan again.
Tell us the tips you gave them.
No, we were just talking cricket. I was trying to find out about Sindh and how Moin was going, and obviously great to catch up with Mohammed Amir. I think he's just a wonderful bowler, wonderful cricketer.
Do you do that also with the South African guys and also the Australian guys when you see them as well?
The South African guys, yes, the Aussie guys I tend to miss.
Oh, that's nice.
The question, when you go to South Africa,
It's a wide first ball.
when you go to South Africa with the Sri Lankan team, would you do that?
No, well, the guys have sort of moved on. You know, I will catch up a lot with Bouch. Bouch, who told me he'd never be a coach, is now coaching South Africa. I'm going to keep reminding him about that one.
I'm sure you will. Now, this may well be caught. Oh, it's not. Now, I think he interfered there. Obviously, there wasn't any calling. Abbott won't be impressed with that. There wasn't any calling down there because there was a man settled nicely underneath that and he was ready to take a comfortable catch.
Wanidu Hasaranga backs himself to take catches like that. Do you think he spoiled it?
I tell you what I think is yes, he has in that sense. He's gone straight. I think it's his brother out there as well, Chatalanga.
No.
But the one thing I like is that he committed to that. And if a player commits to an action and commits to trying to catch it, you can't take too much of a dim view of that.
No, yes you can.
He
yes,
wanted that,
No,
Hazy.
no. There's got to be. There's no way that's his catch.
No, it's not.
His brother wasn't happy. I'll tell you, he wasn't happy.
They won't be. They weren't talking there. They won't be talking now either.
No, but he's still committed. He's still committed to it. So that's all you want as a coach. You want to see commitment. He backed himself to catch it. I don't mind that.
Oh, I think it's just a very basic error, Mickey. I disagree with you.
It is a basic error, Hazy, and I'm not arguing. What I'm trying to say is the action of Hasaranga.
I'm not listening.
Hazy, we're going to have a frosty breakfast again tomorrow.
Let's try and get Chaturanga Silva's views. But he was clearly settled underneath it.
Hasaranga saw Chacharanga's effort the last time on the boundary and he thought, I'm going to have this one.
Long look at this to see if it has gone for 4 in the end. I don't think it has. No. Should have been out, but it's gone for 3. One bounce into the colours. I better come back for 2, they do.
See, looking at the ball bowling lineup, A score of around 160, 150 to 160, with a very decent bowling lineup. I think it might be a good game.
It will be, but they're going to have to get a go on now because they haven't got many balls left. 22 balls left of the innings. So they're going to have to get Afridi and Shian Jayasuriya are going to have to play really well here.
That's gone high. That's what they need.
Well, we're talking about the fact that the way to go with Afridi is the short ball. Just talk us through that.
The way to go is what they've done though is you've got to mix it up because he's telegraphing it and Kyle Abbott's bench is back there. He's put it in. I think, and this is not that they're a little bit underdone. I think Kyle Abbott and Dwayne Olafia certainly will get better and better as the competition goes on.
11 off 3 balls this over.
There we go. That was good. I can't. He's bowled in the variation. If you do something and you do something too often, you kind of telegraph it to the batsman, and that's exactly what they've done. That's a good follow-up to the bouncer.
Look at the emotions. Look at the emotions. It's been absolutely mixed, isn't it?
Back live now. It's gone again. And he's got himself 6 more runs.
Afridi's turning it on here. Well. Look at Upul Chandana. He's enjoying it.
He is enjoying it. Again, telegraphed. You know, he's bowled a dot the ball before. This ball, you want to try and get that. Just get your length. You want to try and get the ball through to Tom Moores at the keeper. That's not great bowling. It's not great planning, particularly to a guy like Shahid Afridi, who's got himself in now.
So there's 1 ball left in this, the 17th over. The 31 runs have been scored in the last 2 overs. That's how they've accelerated nicely here. Now, just to let you know, the over split from 5 to 10 went for 26. 10 for 15 went for 26 only as well. Oh, that's a wise. Going to bowl that one again. So this is a huge over. And it still isn't finished.
Yeah, certainly I think Abbott's struggling. Abbott's bowling different lengths. He went short and now he's gone full and wide.
He is that, and I think that comes down to the fact, again, he hasn't played. None of these cricketers have played that much, so it is going to take them some time to hit their straps. The Sri Lankan boys have been training. These guys, we don't know what they've been doing.
Change of pace, just slowing that one down a little bit on the bounce. Freddie's going to just take the single. 17 gone, 131 for 5. Cycle Incense Fair Play Award is another award that's going to be handed out at the end of the tournament. There's all sorts of points for upholding the spirit of the game and respect to the opposition, respect to the laws and the rules, respect towards the umpires and the officials. Gets heated out there, but the guys are going to keep nice and controlled if they can. That's 6 runs. That is terrific. This is really good stuff. This is what everyone likes to see. Boom Boom Afridi in fine style at the moment.
As I said earlier, Hazy, with the pre-game show, it's like Benjamin Button. He just gets younger and younger instead of everybody getting older and older. He's like a good red wine. But again, width and again that short length, which he's telegraphing now and he's expecting.
It isn't that interesting the way that he played that. Just rocking on that back foot straight away, a little bit like Javed Miandad. He always used to rock back on that back foot towards the depth. He's reading the depth of these deliveries all the time.
And suddenly he's on 40 of 19 balls.
3 4s, 3 6s, strike rate of 222. Full toss this time. Whips that away, and he's picked up 6 more. That's gone a long way. That is a terrific strike.
Well, you're talking about a 70-yard boundary. That was a good 90 yards. That went a big distance.
Yeah, and suddenly that 160 you were talking about, Rashan, is certainly very reachable. One would say if these two carried on batting, and particularly Afridi, they could get more.
Well, at this rate, they'll get to 165. At 12, we might be looking at around 175, 180. But Afridi has surprised me. I was really backing him as a bowler. I thought Afridi will be the bowler, not the batsman.
I agree with you.
He's underneath that one. Has he gone far enough? Yep, 6 more. That's 3 6 in a row. Brings up 50 as well for Afridi. This is outstanding stuff from Afridi.
That is an unbelievable knock. The key to his batting he's just standing still at the crease and allowing the bat in his hands to take over. Phenomenal batting.
Absolutely. We were just talking about how focused and how organized the Jaffna Stallions looked. And Afridi, in a matter of few balls, have destroyed everything.
That's what Boom Boom can do.
51 runs scored in the last 2.5 overs. 52 not outs. Amazing the fact that he passed a COVID test this morning. It was a COVID antibody test this morning because he had COVID a couple of months ago. So that's what enabled him to play today. After just arriving, after missing a flight. Tell you what, speaking of flight, that's what the ball's been doing.
It certainly has been in the last two and a bit overs. And again, that's why we speak about, Abbott and Olivier, county cricketers. Olivier with Yorkshire, Abbott with Hampshire, didn't have much cricket in the English summer. And they've probably come here with not a hell of a lot of preparation. I saw Usman Shinwari bowling in the nets earlier today. He had only just arrived and wanted a couple more nets. So they do have some guys in hand.
It's gone again. It's gone again. 6 more.
You reckon this guy had enough practice, Afridi?
Afridi, he was playing in the PSL, so he would have had some practice leading into this. He's been playing some cricket for Multan Sultans in the PSL.
How old is he these days?
You should know. You've been in Pakistan.
Well,
27?
Probably just a little bit older, 28.
28.
I know he made his debut as a 16-year-old.
No, he was 12, wasn't he then?
Strike rate of 263.6 for Shahid Boom Boom Afridi.
Century on debut. Rashan, that's what you're referring to. Got him this time. A little bit of a tickle. Outside edge. There's not too... a couple of words there, I think, from Duan Olivier. If you can lip read, I think that summed it up perfectly.
And that's just the frustrations that happen. That the Fair Play Award, not so sure about that for Jaffna Stallions.
Yeah, squared him up. Perfect delivery. I think it had just enough to find that outside edge, and the length was super.
What an outstanding innings that was. That really was sensational stuff from Afridi. Absolutely magnificent. 58 of 23 deliveries. The Gladiators have got themselves a bit of a chance here now. 155 for 6. Afridi was really special. Here's the next man in for the Gaul Gladiators.
Tassara Pereira to bowl for the Jaffna Stallions.
That has gone high. How far has it gone? Far enough? Yeah. That's gone far enough.
That's what Shihan Jayasuriya can do. He's a very, very versatile cricketer. Fields, bowls a little off spin and can bat.
I did see him play in Pakistan in that white ball tour, and I remember that he came up with a brilliant performance of 90 runs or something, where Sri Lanka got so close to a Pakistan score and lost it by the thinnest of margins. I still feel that this guy has so much of potential and could offer a lot to Sri Lanka cricket.
Can they get to 180 here?
They can get to 180 here, Hazy.
Just a single that time. If you just happen to be tuning in, you've missed something really special from Shahid Afridi. I guess commentators have said that many times over the years. How about some of these shots?
Those first two he knew were going to be short because they were telegraphed. That one a little bit of width and he's got his hands through it. And from then on, he is playing. He is playing. The key there, still head, stable base.
See, the interesting thing is that Afridi pounced on the short delivery. That's been his Achilles heel. He's got out many times when he was tested by the short ball. But here, he just rode the bounce and just made full use of it.
Look at those red spider legs.
Yeah, and going back to your point there, Rashan, early on, he's very susceptible to it. But if you allow him to get in, then you've got to have to be able to change your lengths.
So the question is, when Afridi is going, what's the length? See, he's that kind of a cricketer. He just manufactures shots.
Yeah, he does, but it's the same old adage that you want the bowler to bowl his best ball. If the bowler's bowling his best ball and owning the length that he wants to and executes it, and the batsman hits him for 6 off that, there's nothing he can do. It's when the bowler goes chasing with his lines and lengths that it's a problem.
Coming back for the second, that's good running. That's good stuff. So 11 runs now from this over. This is good work. Still got one more left in it.
We were talking about 160. Looks like 180 now.
Yep, we underclubbed there. You were 100% right, Rashan. I thought they were going to battle to get to 160. 180's on the cards now.
The other thing I feel, or what we need to remember is, this is gone high. This is really high. Pereira. In fact, it's the wicket keeper. So the Jaffna Stallions have got another one. Now that was off the last ball. Mohammad Amir, the batsman, dismissed. 166 for 7.
Looking for the maximum, of course, as he was trying to do at this stage. Fortunately, got right underneath that, and it was Moores who got underneath it, and loud call from him, which made Pereira understand exactly what the story was. A little smile there for Moores as well. Amir goes for 3, 166 for 7. Right on, last over. Dhananjaya. Dot ball.
I think AC, the key for the Gold Gladiators would be a good finish in this over. They would like to carry this momentum because they are now getting into a very nice momentum. They've started getting runs. Another look of that wicket for the Jaffna Stallions. So they'll like to just finish off on a high and just make sure that they take it to the field as well.
I like this little smile from Moores after he takes this catch. knowing the Pereira's alongside him.
Yeah, it's Sora Pereira watching carefully.
A little bit of a miss hit, just the single.
So time for Shehan Jayasuriya to stand up now. This is where his experience needs to come into play. He's got 4 balls left. He's just faced 8 deliveries, but he's the type of player who can play that big hit.
I still want that 180. I'm still looking at the 180. They've got to go some to get there.
Shehan Jayasuriya can get them there. He's the guy.
Righto. 4 balls left in the innings. That's nicely bowled. You cannot do anything with that. Jammed it out. Picked up a single. That's all.
Great comeback. Really great comeback for the Jaffna Stallions. Now, with Akila Dhananjaya on strike, this is the best setup for the Jaffna Stallions. Bowl as much as you can in this last over to Dhananjaya. Keep Jayasuriya off strike.
Scrambled through for 1, and the umpire went down. He was trying to scramble himself to get into a position where he could get involved if there was perhaps going to be a situation where they might try and effect a run out.
I like it. Great cricket awareness there. Clearly, Shehan Jayasuriya needed to get on strike, and clear communication between the 2 players. Love it. Attention to detail, good cricket awareness.
2 balls left. Oh, that's solid. That is a very good shot. Solid stuff.
Perfect. Really perfect. This is what the Galle Gladiators need.
And that's why he needed to get back on strike. Previous ball, running a bar through to the keeper.
Yeah, there was this element of risk. He could have been run out at the striker's end, but it was well worth. Because this is what this young man is capable of. Shehan Jayasuriya can really be aggressive. He needs to finish off well, maybe preferably a 6 if he could.
Which will bring up my 180. Last ball. Oh, it's beautifully bowled. And they're going to be in trouble, I think. They're not going to count that last single. So they're going to finish up with a 175. It's a very good over, really, from Carl Abbott. Admittedly, there was the 6 involved, but 3 ones in the first 4 deliveries of the over has made sure that the Jaffna Stallions have finished reasonably strong as well.
I think Galle Gladiators will be quite pleased with what they've finally got. At one stage, they looked like 140, 150. And the last 10 overs, 103 runs. The last 5 overs, 77 runs. That's a huge return. I still feel the momentum is with the Galle boys.
That's a big call, that Rashawn, and I will say that they scrambled. At one stage, it didn't look like they were going to get their 175. They did that, and they've given themselves a proper chance now.
Freedy was magnificent. He is largely responsible for this total. At one stage, they looked like they weren't going to get to the 150 mark, and getting 25 runs past that has certainly put them in a pretty good position, not a comfortable position, pretty good position at the halfway mark. Moores and Pereira having a bit of a discussion along with Shoaib Malik as well. As they walk off, maybe just trying to work out exactly what they're going to do with the batting lineup.
I know Pereira is very, very seriously into this role as captain of the Jaffna Stallions. He's very, very interested. He's working closely with the guys, and I know that he's quite determined. Talking to him, you could see that.
The other thing I liked with Shoaib Malik in picture was you always talk about getting your best fielders in the hot spots on the ground. Shoaib Malik was at long off and long on for just about the whole innings.
Okay, let's just have a look back at the Galle Gladiators. How they went with their batting today. And you can see that you've got to look all the way through to Afridi, who's 58 off just 23 balls. Now, he really gave it some serious spurt to get things going, and then Jayasuriya just helped things along a little bit with his 17 in the end. Getting to 175 for the loss of 8. 10 extras is not going to please I'm sure the Jaffna Stallions, that they've got themselves a bit of a total here. 175 is a reasonable total.
Look at the bowling. I mean, the bowling at the top was quite good. Binro Fernando went for a few, but look at Abbott and look at Olivier. Olivier's got wickets, 44 runs, 46 runs, gone at more than 11 runs an over, and that was the time that Shahid Afridi was really breaking free.
I just like the magician. When Indu Hasaranga de Silva, 2 for 12 in his 4. Very impressive.
I wonder if he's talking to his brother or his brother's talking to him yet. I guess not. Let's go downstairs to Darren Genga.
Moin, you look quite relaxed as the coach of this Gold Gladiators team. 175. What do you make of that total?
Well, I think it's a good total to fight it out on, and we're playing with the 5 professional bowlers, you know. So genuinely, we have 5 bowlers, and we are lucky that we have Mohammad Amir, Shahid Afridi. You know, they are very good bowlers, and they are very experienced in this format. Okay, so I'm quite relaxed. That is why, because we got good combination of bowling. Akila is there as a spin bowler, you know. So I'm quite relaxed. That's why.
You mentioned Shahid Afridi coming in at number 6 and scoring 58 in quick time. He is such a crucial member of your team, and I'm sure you're looking forward to him leading this side now in the second half of the game.
Well, of course, that was actually much needed at that time. You know, we were struggling a bit in scoring runs. Thank God he played a tremendous inning today for the team, and that's what exactly we actually wanted from captain, you know. So he played at the right time.
I know you're an experienced coach. You had a very good power play phase of the game. You lost 4 wickets in the middle overs. Is that a concern for you?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes, you know, the way pitch behaved yesterday was too good, you know. The ball was coming on the bat, but unfortunately, we read it right. It was okay, but the bounce was not even, I think. It was coming up and down. That's why they have struggled a bit. But at the end, I'm quite satisfied and happy that Shahid Afridi played a great inning, a very timely inning for us, you know. So
there's a little bit of dew out there. 175, is it enough with that dew factor?
Well, yeah, dew is there, but I think it's just a bit. So I don't think so it's going to matter a lot. Playing with the 2 genuine spinners also, you know. So I hope we'll do well with the ball as well.
Well, you look quite relaxed. All the very best to you.
Cheers, Darren. Thank you very much.
Lovely insight from Mohan Khan. Nice to hear him and give us some tips. And thank you, Darren, as well. So there we go. It's 176. That's what they need. They've got 120 balls, of course, and the required run rate is going to be 8.8. That is the target for the Jaffna Stallions. Righto, Akilo Dhananjaya is going to be starting proceedings. Now he's got a little bit of a remodelled action. See if you can notice any difference in it. The leading edge.
175, yes, when you consider yesterday as well. And the dew factor, it's par, you'd reckon. But the Stallions, they would have lost a little bit of oomph. In the last 4 overs, the Gladiators scored 62. At 113 at the start of the 16th over is when Afridi was dropped in the deep. A catch that should have been taken.
One of the brothers.
Well, the elder brother gave the younger brother a earful, because the elder brother, Chaturanga, was well placed to take it.
Yep.
And Hasaranga came out of nowhere.
Younger brothers, pesky younger brothers, eh?
That's the peril of overcommitting yourself.
But it's a beauty because Hasaranga, 4 overs for 12, 2 wickets. He got the team back in, his attitude, his aggression, he's brilliant. This time it went against him and his team. And I think that's cost them about 25 runs in the chase.
I think one thing that's loud and clear that we're going to have to be managed, or the team's going to have to manage throughout this tournament, is dew factor. There's no doubt it's going to play a role. It's expected. And you saw that some of the guys were using a cloth at the end of the innings, the first innings of this game so far, when particularly when Afridi was smacking all over the place. The team's going to have to come up with theories to make sure that's right. And it'll be interesting to see how many of the players around the park at the moment have actually got a cloth with them. That's gone for a wide, and it's going to go for 4 as well.
A lot of benefits for the Stallions with that one. Not only is there 5 runs, that ball's going to come back wet. Akilo Dhananjaya is trying a few different things. This time, the hand, a high arm, the previous delivery low arm. So he's turning those trajectories, trying to cramp up the left-hander.
With a broad smile on your face, I could easily say you're backing Jaffna Stallions, aren't you?
Opportunity here. Well, there's no denying that. My family hails from the north, from Jaffna.
Understandable.
And you're wearing blue as well. The Jaffna Stallions can take a gap here by getting off to a good start. That's all they can get ahead of the game.
I think measured approach is required. If they get extravagant and lose wicket in the process, they'll have the opposition back into this game. Just keep on denying the wickets, early wickets, especially with a new ball.
Mohammad Amir is there. You're generally very good with the new ball, but Afridi is holding him back because you'd have to back him to handle the dewy conditions later on. I think that's the way Afridi is thinking. You have to re-bowl that.
Well, they need early wickets. If he's thinking on those lines, I think he's making a mistake. Try and bowl him with a new ball.
And Amir is thinking wicket, so he's supporting the Gladiators. At the end of the first, it's 8 for no loss.
Talaka 38s and Afridi 58 and a couple of 20s in the middle. Khan and also Rajapaksa 20 and 21 respectively. In the end it was a terrific little performance to get up to that 175 mark. Righto, this is someone that's always worth watching. Mohammad Amir is in the game. Very talented left armour. He's got a new ball in his hand. It should swing.
Nicely worked away, but there is a protection for Mohammad Amir. It's also good to see a slip in place. It tells you Shahid Afridi is looking to pick up early wickets. That's the need of the time.
Very humid. You'd think he's already bowled 10 overs. Looking at him.
Oh, it's raining.
Great economy rate in his T20 career. 6 for 17 at best.
The wetter the ball gets as it goes on the outfield is going to take away the swing, but I think at the moment, right now, there should just still be enough in the ball to be able to assist him. And that's when he's at his most dangerous, when he does get the ball to tail back in towards the right-handers.
Fernando just works it into the onside. That's running away for 4. Mile 11 circle, champion shot indeed.
What timing? The length was there. He got into a good position. Was well balanced in the crease. Just angling the bat at the last moment to be able to pace that ball away from the fieldsman. Easy pickings.
One of the features yesterday, not just the fact that the ball was coming on the bat, but also the speed of the outfield. And even though the outfield is on the damp side already tonight, it's still going nice and quickly across the turf.
.70-yard boundaries here in Hambantota. That's 64 meters. A couple of balls ago. Here she comes. Go ball or come ball. It's come ball. Come.
I had a call from a friend of mine today that the boundary is very small. I said, no, it's a huge venue. That's why the boundary looks small. Actually 70 yards long.
There's nothing wrong with that size boundary at all. 64 metres or 70 yards, nothing wrong with that at all. That's absolutely fine. There we go. The wheels of our buggy are nice and damp.
Look at the wheels, it's wet. That's an indication of how much dew is out there already.
Tracking.
But great pictures.
It was hiding actually about half an hour ago. I was too scared it was going to get hit by a Freddie.
Oh no, never in danger because the ball was flying way behind it.
Good point. Change of pace.
Like the approach of these two batsmen. Showing game awareness. They're not giving any chance to the opposition to come back into this game.
And just quietly, this was really good work from Mohammad Amir. Bound you up the second ball. That's the required situation, going at 8.97 now. Mohammad Amir getting a bound of his second ball, but since then he's bowled really well and has tracked it back superb. That's really good stuff from Mohammad Amir. 13 for none. You mentioned before our broadcast partners as Fernando Fernando comes into the attack, and I was saying that I'm sure that one of our viewers watching on Sky, Peter Moores, of course former England coach, is glued to this broadcast because his son is the keeper batsman for the Jaffna Stallions, and it looks like he had the pads on as well to come in next. Did that pretty well. It's got underneath it as well. And it's one bouncing on for 4.
Good usage of the feet. Manuka wasn't afraid to come down the track, got to the pitch of the ball and decided that he's going to take the aerial route, and efficiently done.
Brilliant thinking though. You're giving respect to Mohamed Amir, so you have to take someone else on. Asita Fernando's first delivery that he's bowling, he's come down as much as what Bhanuka Rajapaksa did when he was taking on Shoaib Malik. That's Tom Moores in next.
There you go, Peter. Underneath that one. That's going all the way for 6. That is a beautiful shot.
And just hitting through the line. Very good from Vinod Bhanuka. And straight away they've caught up with the previous over. So you can do it in T20 cricket. Even though it's a shorter time, look at it as 120 balls. It ends up being a long time. You can work your way into it.
Yeah, this is good batting from the youngster. Making sure he pulled his weight back in order to hit the ball in the air. Pressure already on Gaul Gladiators.
What does Fernando do? He's got the deep square leg. The third man is still out. He's allowed only 2 fielders outside the circle.
It's a tough call, isn't it? That's what they've got to do. It's pitching outside leg, I think, for starters. Also might have gone a little bit high as well. Apart from that, it was pretty close.
Pickup shot, he's missed out, trying to get it behind square. They're not interested. The timer is wasting its time.
Yeah, after hitting the ball through the line, the batsman was expecting that it's going to be a short pitch delivery. The length wasn't to employ that stroke. That's why he faltered. And had the bowler interested in that.
He knew it as well.
Asita Fernando, one for the future. Gets it through, bowls around the 140 mark. He's in the system and being closely watched.
Oh, that's fine.
That's wide.
It is wide. I thought there might have been something on that, but no, it just slid down the leg side and went for 4.
No chance for the keeper. It swung that much. Asita Fernando, Lahiru Kumar, you've heard of. Role in the same under-19 team that represented Sri Lanka not too long ago. Avishka Fernando. A good crop of young players coming through.
Pitching just outside the line of leg stump. Therefore, it doesn't need to go any further. Would have gone over the top of the stumps as well, so no need to look at that though. As soon as the pitch is outside the line of leg stump, it finishes right there. Halfway through the 3rd over.
Yeah, Fernando's got all the ingredients to become a good fast bowler. He's got a good run-up, economical action. He can swing the ball as well.
Who was the first quick bowler for Sri Lanka? Genuine quick bowler, Russ?
Well, in Test cricket, I'd say Ramesh Ratnayaka. He was sharp.
I remember him, he was. Nice guy.
He was deceptive as well. Didn't have a clean action. I remember that game in Australia where he injured Larry Gomes and then Richard Richardson. No, he bowled really well there. And he actually surprised Clive Lloyd as well. Sir Clive Lloyd, I should have said.
And Sir Richard Richardson.
Thank you for correcting me,
and Larry
Mikey.
Gomes. I used to love watching Larry Gomes back amongst those guys. He did a job all the time, Larry Gomes.
Good comeback from Asita Fernando. 3 dots to end that over. It's 29 for no loss.
quick dip into our broadcast partners around the world to let you know where this telecast is going. Sony, of course, in those regions right at the top. That's gone for 6. That is a very good shot indeed. Picked it up superbly.
Vinod Bhanuka. Well, we mentioned that he was showing respect to Mohammad Amir. Well, what respect? Look at that. They just played with, well, no fear.
Talk about improvisation. And the most important thing about that stroke was he kept the eyes on the ball and played the ball, employed that stroke at the last moment.
And it's also the first ball of the over. There's a real opportunity to step on the gas here.
And the start also forces Afridi to use Amir early. That's a benefit towards the end of the innings.
Well, I like that. They're very confident. Extremely confident. Up goes the finger. That's wide.
Slower delivery. Vinod Bhanuka again trying to flick it onto the onside, and he perishes. That was a good catch. Rarely carried, but Azam Khan just able to get underneath it. And just as the Jaffna Stallions were trying to make a move, Amir strikes.
That's what you expect from Mohammad Amir. He's a wicket-taking option, and certainly obliging the captain. A short stay from Vinod Bhanuka. He perishes after scoring 18 runs. It's 35 for 1 now.
Tom Wars for the Jaffna Stallions. He is in now. Strike rate of 139 in his T20 cricket career. 64 games. Averages tidy. 650s. Highest score of 80 not outs for Yorkshire at Trent Bridge. Versus Yorkshire at Trent Bridge. Swing and a miss first up.
Plays for Nottinghamshire. In England, the wicket. Slower delivery through the shot. It's a bottom edge, really.
See, that's the problem with his batting. When he's looking to pull the ball, look at his back foot. Not moved at all. That's where he has to improve. He's a decent talent, no doubt about it. Bhanuka.
I'll tell you what, it's lucky that Mohammad Amir turned around there at the last minute. Now, I'm only mentioning that because that's what all the bowlers are supposed to do. But there's one thing that is awarded throughout this tournament, and that's the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award. And points are awarded, one of the categories is respect towards the umpire. In that follow-through, if he hadn't turned around and appealed to the umpire, maybe the umpires wouldn't have taken too kindly to that, I don't know. But in the old days, it was never an issue. The bowlers just run through and they knew it was out. But it was good to see him turn around and actually appeal to the umpire.
Yeah, you have to ask if you want something.
Ask and it will be given. When I ask, no one gives.
Change your style of asking, mate. Sound more humble.
Lots of young players in the squads awaiting their chance and opportunity. Great experience. My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League.
What have we got there, Russ? Bats.
Are you serious?
What are they?
Egrets. I'm told. 4 gone, 36 for 1.
ITN. We'll just have a look at those broadcast partners. We'll try and get through this now. ITN in Sri Lanka, PTV and Geo in Pakistan, K-Sport in Bangladesh, also Sony in Bangladesh, Sportsmax in the Caribbean, Sky Sports, New Zealand, UK and Ireland, Willow TV in the USA. That's a top edge. It is going to be safe though. And thanks to all those broadcast partners around the world that are taking these telecasts. And I'm sure you're providing plenty of entertainment for your viewers.
This will be an interesting battle. Dhananjaya coming back into the attack. Thomas, the left-hander, could take a little bit of time to get used to the pace of the wicket. So that's a good move from Afridi. Good early call. Just keep the scoreboard moving. It's not all about the big shots. Jaffna Stallions coach, Tilima Kandambi, he's got a slight smile on his face. He's on the right of his screen. Played cricket for Sri Lanka, a very good mid-order bat.
Here's the owners of the Jaffna Stallions. Deep in conversation. Looking pretty intense up there.
Well bowled, Akila. Good check, brother, good check.
Oh, the leg break, so he's getting out all the skills, Akila Dhananjaya.
Well bowled, Akila. Well bowled, Akila.
Yeah, they require wickets, and plenty of them. So there is no point holster your weapon. Use it. Poor delivery. Ill-directed delivery. Easy pickings. All a batsman had to do was just help the ball on its way.
He dropped his arm and fired that in. Thomas. Yeah, that's a welcome delivery. You'd like one of those early in your innings to get you going, feel better, breathe better. My 11th circle. Champion shot.
For the 24-year-old. Some people rate him very highly, actually, in England. It's going to be interesting to watch his career as it unfolds. He looked very tidy with the gloves. Squeezed that away as well. That's very impressive. That's another very good shot indeed. That's a My 11 Circle champion shot.
Initially, he was looking to play that delivery towards extra cover. Thought it's too close to him, opened the face of the bat and placed it beautifully for yet another My 11 Circle champion stroke.
That certainly was, and what I like about him is he's got quick wrists. The way he flicks it to gather that pace, that would mean he could back himself to score in slower conditions. That's a good skill to have. He's got a couple of boundaries, can afford to dot it up.
He's well coached.
48 for 1.
For 1, 5 overs completed, going at 9.6 runs at the moment. The Jaffna Stallions. The original rate was 8.8. They're requiring now a little more than 8.5. Avishka Fernando and Moores, the batsman, together. Fernando has struggled a bit, 7 of 14 balls. Hasn't really looked smooth here, Mickey.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't got himself going just yet. He kind of needs that one boundary just to get that momentum and flow into his batting. I just hope he doesn't throw it away, because if he fights through this period, he'll be fine.
Nice single taken. Brings up the 50 now for Jaffna Stallions. And they're moving along nicely in this run chase. I mentioned to Moin Khan the loss of 4 wickets through the middle phase of the innings. That is something that Jaffna will not want to do, because that just stymies your momentum, your run rate, and you don't want to put pressure on yourself in the last 5 overs.
See, on the subject of Fernando, obviously the Galle Gladiators opened the bowling with spin. And we've known that Avishka Fernando is not fond of spin earlier on. Loves the ball to come onto the bat. So do you think that could have kind of broken his momentum and make him struggle a little bit?
No, I think he's worked damn hard on playing of spin bowling. Grant Flowers worked a lot with him in the Sri Lankan setup to get him sweeping and just to give him different options. But all he needs is just a little bit of flow. He needs to get a boundary just to get himself going.
Well, Avishka Fernando is Asita Fernando is another prospect, I believe, that the Sri Lankan selectors are looking at. High 130s, Mickey, and played with the under-19. Your thoughts about this young fast bowler?
Yeah, we've worked quite a lot with him. I know David Saker's quite excited about him. He is quicker than you think. He hits the bat very hard. He's skiddy. He's a short little fellow, so he skids it onto you and is a lot quicker than you actually think.
I know that Lahiru Kumara and Asita Fernando were 2 fast bowlers that most people were looking at to pair together at one stage.
Yeah, look, Asita Fernando, I certainly think in conditions that offer you a little bit, perhaps in England, New Zealand, places like that where the ball just seems, he bowls stump to stump with the ball angling back at you, and with a little bit of seam movement, it gives him a real chance. Whereas a guy like Lahiru Kumara, 150 Ks, I'm looking forward to watching him tomorrow. He's got genuine pace, and he's just an out-and-out strike bowler.
On the pads, he is very confident, but not umpire Hannibal. It's 51 for 1, and we've just seen 6 overs completed. Shahid Afridi, Akila Dhananjaya has been given a break. Afridi, I always thought that Afridi will be a real challenge as a bowler, because he has so much of variety. He's quicker ball, he's quick through the air, and the experience he carries. 342 wickets, 320 matches.
Yeah, the key to a really good spin bowler for me is a guy that challenges both edges. Shahid Afridi does that. He's got the leg break that challenges your outside edge. He's got a good googly and a slider that challenges your inside edge. He's the all-round package.
He also has a real nasty, quick delivery.
He does. I've seen him bowl that a couple of times. The poor keeper.
So Fernando on strike. See, I somehow feel, Mickey, you know better than all of us about Avishka Fernando, and the fact that he doesn't seem to like spinners bowling at him earlier on.
No, he's okay in spin. He just needs to get his flow here. I like the fact he hasn't thrown it away yet, and he's working through this.
Which is actually good news. But we can take a look at that LBW shout of Asita Fernando. They were very, very confident.
Pitch outside the line of leg stump. I think height as well would have been a factor and a question mark. Hence the umpire not ruling in favour of the appeal.
Yeah, good decision in the end. And when it pitches outside the line of leg, it just ends right there. So he's got it spot on.
$52 for 1. Required rate of 9. Moores has a big responsibility here to score at a decent rate, because as we saw, Fernando is struggling a bit with his strike rate. So pressure for him, how he absorbs that and respond, will be crucial in terms of them getting this target.
Now, question to you guys. You know that the My 11 Circle app, my11circle.com app, offers the opportunity of a fantasy team. Now, do you reckon that fans should download it and have Afridi as a fantasy player?
Oh yes, he's in my team.
I think you get more points for player performing and being captain as well. So if you pick Shahid Afridi as a captain, I think you double your points, if I'm not mistaken.
So what you do is in this my11fantasy.com, my11 Circle fan app, in that fantasy team, you'll make him captain as well if you were picking a fantasy team, is it?
I was just suggesting that if you select Afridi as captain in your fantasy team, you can double your points. And today, 58 in quick time, definitely he is someone that you should have selected. And if you did select him as captain, well, you can actually win.
Yeah, so what you got to do is my11circle.com. That's what you need to download. That's the app you need to download. Turning out to be a very good over. Just 3 runs off it. It is 54 for 1. 7 overs completed. Right, it's a tight game here. 122 of 78 balls, 9 wickets standing. A lot of firepower to come. But we've also seen a very spirited effort on the field by the Galle Gladiators.
Yeah, they're not giving up. They're working damn hard. They have the ability, and they have started to put a little bit of pressure on the Jaffna Stallions. The one thing, just to go back to Vishka, he's 10 off 20 here. As long as he takes it deep, the run rate is still under control at the minute. As long as he takes it deep, he gets him into a good position. If he throws it away now, that would be totally to the detriment of his team.
No, absolutely, he's been thought of so highly, and I do believe that he's such an exciting star. Remember the 100 he got against the West Indies in a World Cup game, and he just can be a match winner. But Mohammad Shiraz, I believe he's been spoken of very highly. Not so wide. Doesn't start off quite well, but time now to go across and join Russell Arnold. Let's see whom he has.
Cheers, guys. With me is the CEO of the Jaffna Stallions, Sarvanandan Arnold. You're enjoying the game. You look pretty nervous. What's the state of the game for you?
Well, it is exciting. 7 overs down with 55 runs. We still have a chance of chasing this down. Couple of misfields and drop catches didn't do us any favors. However, we should be able to recover. We got plenty of batsmen to come through. There you go. There's another 6 flying over the boundary. I think we should be able to make this comfortably.
What's the experience been with the Lanka Premier League for you and the rest of the owners of the Stallions?
The Lanka Premier League coming through this year, in spite of all the difficulties, is a great credit to the organizers. It doesn't. It's a difficult task that, in spite of COVID restrictions, in spite of all the troubles that we are facing around the world, to be able to give the people something to look forward to enjoy and to participate and to celebrate as a country, to recover from the bad news. It is great that we have a chance to enjoy cricket and bring back this Lanka Premier League into fruition.
For you, as a consortium, could you tell us something about the group of people who have come together to put the Jaffna Stallions together and some of your plans?
So the consortium is made up of Tamil, Sinhalese, Sri Lankan, Indian friends put together all over from Canada, Australia, UK and Sri Lanka. We have a lot of plans in bringing some grassroots cricket development in Jaffna. Hopefully at least a minimum of a cricket academy, so that we can give the children a chance to train and hone in their skills. And one day establish a Jaffna cricket club, a professional club that could play in the Sri Lankan League.
Well, the boys have started making a move. Thanks for your time and good luck to you and your plans going forward.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Well, isn't it marvellous? I mean, that's one of the owners, Jaffna Stallions, and it is absolutely marvellous. He just spoke about the composition of the owners and what he wants to do in Jaffna, which is brilliant. And I think they need to be congratulated for what they're planning to do. And this is big, but has it gone long enough? It's gone high, and he's taken it. Afridi, can you keep him out of the game?
I'm just thinking all those fantasy points we'll be getting.
You're right, Mickey. He is like salt in the midst of everything. Shahid Afridi, the captain of this Gold Gladiators team. Maybe a bit of miscommunication, but all is well that ends well. Captain Afridi, safe pair of hands, accounting for another wicket, number 2 for the Gladiators. Moores has to depart. He's gone for 18, 66 for 2 now.
Shoaib Malik is the new batsman. 403 games, 10,000 plus runs, 126 the strike rate, average 37. Goodness gracious, 153 30s, 63 50s. They can keep going.
Unbelievable record. I've got so much admiration for Shoaib Malik, having worked a lot with him in Pakistan. His commitment, his dedication, the way he trains, the way he prepares, nothing short of professional.
It hasn't been a great over for Shiraz. I know he's not experienced, but he carries a lot of potential. I know, but if I'm not mistaken, he's played for Sri Lanka A. And he generally is a good performer in the domestic. Another look at that catch. Very nearly a collision, Melinda Sirivardhan and Shahid Afridi. But on the subject of Shoaib Malik, had the opportunity of speaking to him earlier on, and I liked what he said. He said, I want to play. I want to perform here. And that determination is truly great.
Let's not forget how he can contribute from a leadership point of view as well. And he's had the chance of leading other franchise team. I know that in the Caribbean he would have been the captain of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Shahid Afridi as well. Has a wealth of experience, so not only with bat and ball, you expect these players to help in the mentoring side of things for the young Sri Lankan players, share their experiences. That is where I think the real value is in this LPL for Sri Lankan cricket.
Yeah, spot on there, Darren. And I think that's what those players bring. It's about developing the young Sri Lankan players. And if you get a couple of players developing out of this tournament, it's done its job.
Single off the last ball, a fairly big over. 15 runs, it's 69 for 2. Just a little bit of ascendancy, that white worm hasn't really started to go up. But Malik versus Afridi, whom are you backing, Mickey?
This is a great contest. Great contest, and these two would have played so many times with each other and so many times against each other in the different franchise leagues around the world. The one thing I'll say about Shoaib Malik, I can't speak more highly enough of him. He was at long off, he was at long on today, he was in the hot spots. He just loves playing. He's fit, he's strong, he wants to keep going.
Just expanding on what Darren said earlier on about the importance of having these guys in the dressing room. That was something that Shoaib Malik actually spoke of. I mean, he was trying to discuss with me the importance of some experienced players playing. We all know that, but I like the fact that he's emphasizing it. So it's been a fairly quiet passage at this moment because Avishka Fernando just looking to get off strike. And Mickey, I'm sure you'll agree that your plan is to make sure that Avishka doesn't get out to spin. But he needs to keep working the spinners a little bit more, get him off strike, try and avoid the dot balls.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do. He's got to find a way to rotate strike. He's batting with a guy that rotates brilliantly against spin. This will be invaluable experience for Avishka Fernando.
And as expected, what we've seen from Shoaib Malik in the past, he takes a little bit of time to get himself in, as you would expect from any top order batsman. Give yourself a chance. That's when you're most vulnerable, as you enter the crease. As he gets going, I'm sure you'll take more control of the innings.
Great work, very good work indeed. A short extra cover. See, that's the other thing about T20 cricket. There's so much of innovation, but what about the fielding? It's gone to another level.
Yeah, it has, and one could say the fielding cost Candy Tuskers last night. The Gall Gladiators have been on it, and I thought, apart from Hasaranga, Jaffna Stallions were really good as well.
Right, we've completed 9 overs, 72 for 2, and I believe it's now going to be the strategic timeout.
Champions, it's the glory of the nation. It's a celebration, it's a revolution. You can feel it everywhere.
அடிக்கிற அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் பண்டையத்தை நத்தியத்தை நோக்கி ஒன்று ஒன்ன கள்ளத்துல நெருப்பத்தை வீசி வேட்டையாட கட்டுக்குள்ள 11 சிங்கக்குட்டி வந்துருச்சு பொட்டி போட்டு போடுபட்ட வெள்ளையட்டை ஆடு கொண்ட தலை கண்ணு கண்டையது தலை கவசம் மட்டும்தான் ஒடுக்கப்பட்டு நண்டு போடுகிற வாடா சிங்க பொழுக சித்து முட்டுக்கு வாடா ஆறா அடிடா நாளா உடடா இறங்கி அடிச்சா எவன்டா கேப்பான் ஒன்னதான் நீ போட்ட ஒன்னதான் செய்வோண்ட ஒன்னதான் ஆடு கொண்ட ஒன்னதான் கொடுப்போண்டா சிங்க பொழுக சித்து முட்டுக்கு வாடா
Satana Jaya Gamu, Ratana Jaya Gamu, Lobe Siubiga Jaya Ki Hananamba. Winning together, striving together, rising together, glory forever. LPL is the moment we win together. Yeah.
Lanka Premier League 2020. Win together.
Cricket lova kalamba, Vidya yali sarasa. Ek bajaya gamu, lova bajaya gamu, Singhanada batura. It's the battle of the champions. It's the glory of the nation. It's a celebration. It's a revolution.
And he's getting the ball to dip as well, Shahid Afridi. Right it off. Huge opportunity. Kafta.
The only blemish so far from Shahid Afridi. He was exceptional with the bat, 58, striking at over 200, then that brilliant catch. Just couldn't cling on.
But is it the big fish? Is it the big fish? It's Shoaib Malik. You don't give him too many chances, Shoaib Malik.
And that's a huge let off. Would have changed the complexion of the game.
Every single delivery is going to be crucial here. They will want to push the required rate beyond 10. Shahid Afridi will be mindful of this ball getting more damp.
Beautifully bowled by Shahid Afridi, giving more air to the ball.
See, one thing about Shahid Afridi is we did see that cotton ball where we did see him looping the ball, but generally the pacey balls with that wrist action, he can get so much of pace, and that's what that Indipper makes it so dangerous, because it can beat the batsman for pace off the track.
Exactly what happened with Shoaib Malik. He was reaching for the ball. It was a slow delivery, not his average pace. This time, stroked away. Goes for two.
Now this time around, Shoaib Malik made sure that he gets to the pitch of the ball. He played it all along the ground. Plenty of dew around. Saddling the bowlers with so many worries.
Toss becomes much more important when there is a dew factor. Dot delivery to end the over. Another exceptional over from Shahid Afridi. 5 runs from it. 11 overs gone. 87 for 2. Just 1 wicket to fall in the middle phase of the innings.
Come on, you got it, bro.
Quite good so far from a batting perspective. Clean strike and goes all the way. That's a good shot. Good result as well.
Jaffna Stallions, they are playing some intelligent cricket. They are denying their wicket-taking options. Wickets, and they are going after the part-time bowlers. And so far, they've been successful with their tactics. And they are marching along relentlessly.
See, also the other thing, we spoke about the dew factor. Afridi at the toss felt that there may not be dew, so he seemed to be proven wrong. And the other good thing for the Jaffna Stallions is that Avishka Fernando is now beautifully setting himself up.
Yeah, you can see My 11 Circle champion fan. You can play with the champions, enjoying the match on your phone. Again, make sure you have My 11 Circle app. Allows you so many different opportunities to pick your fantasy team and to be a champion.
And on the subject of the fantasy team, this man should be there, Avishka Fernando, because he is such a good white ball cricketer. He's proved himself for Sri Lanka. And of course, Shoaib Malik. With 400 plus games, fans should make sure that they include these players.
You've got to have players like him in your lineup who could actually play with the plan. He was given a plan, deny the opposition with wickets. And whenever you get the opportunity, you go after the bowler like this. What a hit that was.
Great, really great to see Avishka Fernando's full repertoire now. At the start, we did see him struggle a little bit against spin. But now you could see that he's looking so good. He's trusting himself. Full expansion of shots. And that strike rate now is over 100. It's 119 at one stage. 7 of 14 balls didn't look good.
He gets a single. This is good batting, very good batting by Fernando, recognizing that Shoaib Malik has just come to the crease, taking more responsibility to score quicker and to keep the tempo in the innings. 12 overs gone, 103 for 2. Fernando 45 from 37. He'll want to extend this partnership with Shoaib Malik. Already 37 from 27 this partnership. 73 required from 48. But still quite a number of bowling options available to Shahid Afridi.
See, we spoke about how tight this game is, and just one over, that last over, has tilted it so much. And now it looks 73 or 48, looks much more comfortable for the batting side. But talking about the bowling options, here you are, Darren.
Mohammad Amir's still got 2. Dhananjaya 2. Shahid Afridi with his 1 over left will be crucial. He's got to time that over properly.
But they need to make up the 20 overs. That's the problem, because Shiraz has gone for a few runs and he's not as experienced, and Sirivardhana's last over wasn't the best.
My 11 Circle champion fan of the day on your screen, enjoying the match on his phone with My 11 Circle. Yeah, he's giving us a special jig there. You can make your team on the My 11 Circle and play with the champions as well.
It seemed like that he just came from Trinidad.
I was about to say it looked so much like you.
I know Roshan enjoys being in the Caribbean, the culture, the music, the cuisine.
Indeed, the great cuisine in Trinidad when you took us out. How could you forget that?
And makes it much more sweeter if you're able to put some lushes on the ball like that.
We've spoken a lot about this tournament and how important it is for Sri Lankan cricket. I think also for the Sri Lankan viewing public, the perfect respite for the challenges of COVID-19. We've seen that cricket is now opening up to the entire world, so that's another positive for lots of Sri Lankans, and they must be proud of this league.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's quite a reprieve, isn't it? When you talk about the pandemic, people are confined to their houses, homes, and they are entertainment starved.
Roshan, I know you mentioned just before the start of this tournament how many persons were trying to get in contact with you trying to find out when the tournament was going to start. The buzz was there in Sri Lanka.
See, the thing about this tournament and about sport is that it's an important part of any person's life. I know when we were in a lockdown and when you had nothing to watch on television, there was no cricket, there was no sport, it was all the old games. It tends to build that frustration. And I know that how much the fans are frustrated. And down the ground, how far has it gone? I think it's gone far enough. That's another one. Avishka Fernando is warming up beautifully.
Oh, hit the ball flat. Flatter than fat. In fact, and that's his 50. What a way to get to his 50. Showing his skills.
Five sixes in the innings so far for Fernando. Again, it's a tournament that will allow for him to develop in this format of the game. Different countries are at different planes in terms of its development in T20 cricket. And Sri Lanka, with the skill, the talent, you'd think that by the end of the tournament, a player like Fernando will be a better T20 player.
And the partnership is 46. Yes, Sri Lanka has this tradition of producing world-class batsmen. The umpire is looking whether this is a 6 or 4. Was a 6.
Quick single taken to end the over. 13 gone, 113 for 2. Tension is building. 63 from 42 now. Yes, the good thing for Jaffna Stallions, they still have 8 wickets in hand. Tisara Pereira still to come. Dhananjaya De Silva, who can also bat, will give them a bit of a buffer. My 11 circle MVP. I'm sure Shahid Afridi will be at the top. We've spoken about his all-round performance today. Batting, catches, bowling. Dwayne Olivier also on that list. Hasaranga, the leg spinner, with a couple wickets. Gunatadleka with a good start with the bat. And Tom Moores as well on that list.
See, one guy that all Sri Lankans will be very hopeful of is Hasaranga. He's just turned into such a match winner as a bowler.
Of course, we're in Sri Lanka, known as the Pearl in the Indian Ocean. Beautiful country, very diverse with its flora and fauna. Population of just about 22 million people. Very warm and friendly, and I speak from experience. If you love good food, experiencing Sri Lankan culture in terms of the cuisine, this is the place to visit. And Roshan can be your host.
With pleasure. No, seriously, yes. It's a great culture, great places to go. You come from a place with a lot of good beaches. Sri Lanka has it. And yeah, the options are great. I mean, Amir has been here, you've been here, so you guys know.
It's always a renewed pleasure to be back in Sri Lanka as another boundary has been hit. That's my 11th circle. Champion boundary, and that was a no ball too.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Now that is a bad mistake. You cannot afford to do that. The captain should have been mindful. The 50 partnership, how could you play with one fielder short in the circle?
It happened in the first match as well, so teams should have been watching, should have learned from that mistake when the Colombo Kings took on the Candy Tuskers. Again, the awareness, the presence of mind, very good from Fernando.
I think he knew it all the time. He knew it all the time. And that's why he immediately pointed to that.
What will it be? Free hit now. Very well bowled. Yorker on point, spot on.
You spoke about that. Captain has to make sure the 4 fielders are in circle. But at times, if the captain is long, deep in his thinking, overthinking at times, then the wicketkeeper has to assist him. Edged. Poor fielding. This is not the first time we have seen this. A fielder messing it up.
This is not going to help. Heard Mickey Arthur and Roshan Abasinghe speak about the odd cricket, the catching being subpar. Evidence of it yet again. Surely a better effort required. Get your body behind the ball. And this is a tense situation.
That was clever bowling by Shiraz. He took a lot of pace off the ball. You could see that he was rolling his fingers. But then the importance of fielders supporting him, fielders backing him up. Well, it's been tough for Shiraz. In his second over, he's gone for 24. But Avishka Fernando, after a bit of a struggle, he is in good form.
Well, he started very slow. Many were wondering if he was going to accelerate and take his team in a comfortable position. He's done that. 5 sixes in the innings, 3 fours, and he's built good partnerships along the way. Nice use of the pace, good awareness to get this one past the keeper, and he does it nicely.
Yeah, he moved outside the line of that delivery to be able to execute that stroke. Moving nicely in his crease now.
It's a My 11 Circle champion shot. And he's seeing it very well. Fernando taking more and more control of the innings, as you'd expect from a top order batsman. The more time you spend, the easier it becomes to score runs.
Yeah, that was the plan, wasn't it?
Seeing it like a football.
He is. But what do you expect? You spend a bit of time at the crease. That is the benefit. As a batsman you're going to get.
Football, seeing it as big as that, Amir?
You do, actually. That term is used when, as a batsman, you start to spot the ball very early. And you start to move in the line. And hit the ball at the last moment where you want it to go.
And they would say that a batsman could play 3 shots to 1 ball. That's because you keep moving, as you said.
14 runs from the over so far. Make that 15. It's a good one for Jaffna Stallions. Shoaib Malik with a calm head, not looking flustered. 14 overs gone, 128 for 2. Six bowlers used so far by Shahid Afridi. Himself with 1 over remaining in his complement of 4. Sohail, who are the bowlers he will turn to now? What should Shahid Afridi do?
He should have turned to Mohammad Ahmed. I think 12th over was the right time for Mohammad Ahmed to get back into the attack. They're looking for wickets. They needed to break this partnership. what's the point if 20 are needed in 4 overs and then you introduce Mohammad Ahmed? There is no point. Wide, 4 runs, 5 runs on the board.
Now look at Shahid Afridi's reaction. What is he complaining about? I just saw him saying something. Is he complaining to the keeper that he couldn't stop it?
Again, I just feel that the grip and the challenge of gripping the ball that is damp, probably slippery, probably asking for a better effort from the wicketkeeper, but it was very wide down the leg side. Being a little bit unreasonable there, Shahid Afridi.
Well, take us back to that catch. Shoaib Malik. I mean, that wicket and another quick one could have been very different.
Yeah, they would have managed to put some pressure on the opposition, that's for sure. But it wasn't to be. Jaffna Stallions in a comfortable position. Not willing to take any chances against Shahid Afridi. That has been the ploy. And it has worked for Jaffna Stallions. That's how Shahid Afridi raided his pace. It wasn't a consistent line. And that was the flipper, 119.
That's medium pace. 119.
I tell you what, Jaffna Stallions will be happy that Shoaib Malik is out in the middle, because one thing I've seen from him over the years, he has a good feel for the game and the situation, so he can pace his innings well. He will not let this equation get out of hand, and he's done that already. The required rate was 9, it's now dropped to 7.45.
You don't often see Shoaib Malik scoring only 11 from 12. Now, from 17 deliveries. He has sussed the situation very well. He's just feeding the strike to his senior partner. And that's experience for you.
Yeah, he gives you the impression that he's in control. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's pacing it so beautifully. That's the experience of 400 plus games.
And there'll be times when he will need to accelerate a lot quicker than what he's going at right now. The strike rate 70, and he has the capacity to do so, to lift the tempo of his innings, to score quicker. And that's what you need from a middle order batsman, someone who could read the situation, take the skills out, and then get his team over the line. The biggest compliment you can get as a batsman is being a finisher in T20 cricket.
He can hit a long ball, that's for sure. And a 15, it's 138 for 2.
Plenty of wickets in hand, 8 wickets in hand, 38 from 30 balls. Extras are a real problem. Second highest scorer, 21 extras at the moment, 18 wides in that 21. And as I was saying a little bit earlier today, I'm afraid the teams are going to have to get used to bowling with this ball. It's going to be a little bit on the wet side, a little bit on the damp side because of the dew. I don't think the dew is excessive, but it's something they're going to have to manage as things go on. And the players, all the players, I think, going to have to make sure they've got rags and dry the ball whenever they possibly can. So Mohammad Amir, 1 for 12 off 2 overs so far. They need wickets, that's what they need. Only picked up 2 so far.
Mohammad Amir will be wanting the ball. I know that. In situations where the game's on the line, Mohammad Amir wants the ball.
Beautifully paced, this innings. Might have been slow at certain stages, But Avishka Fernando, I'm very impressed. I haven't seen this side of him. I know he can play shots.
This is something we've been working on with him, Russ, and he's done it perfectly today, and he hasn't panicked.
Ideal foil, Shoaib Malik, who knows exactly what to do. Shoaib Malik, he's the type of player who doesn't want to be a hero. He can be a hero when he needs to, but right now, Avishka Fernando going on with it.
Just not enough experience, though, for Shoaib Malik. That's been a major concern, I think. Just the 402 games in T20s.
18 years old, is he?
Almost 19.
But he's 18, but 28 years in international cricket.
103 not outs in those 402 games. Shoaib Malik. Nice and fine. 2 bounces in the end, and it goes for 4.
The thing that can't be overstated enough is Avishka Fernando's innings tonight, and I know we spoke about it just before that ball, Russ. He didn't panic. He got off to a slowish start. He needed to flow. He didn't have any rhythm and flow to his batting. Didn't panic. Hasn't thrown it away and getting his side home.
And he's not slogged. He's not taken any risks. He's played good shots and able to find the boundary. 5 4s, 5 6s. Just to underline your point on the slow start, he was 10 runs off 20. Now he's 72 off 50. So that means in the next 30 balls, he scored at more than 200 strike rate, and we haven't felt it. It's not an Afridi type of innings where you feel it, getting hammered. But this is quality batting. He's stealing runs at over 200 strike rate.
That is exactly what you want from your opening batsman. I'll take you back to, albeit a one-day international here against the West Indies, where he got a big 100. When we were under pressure, we being Sri Lanka, we were 2 for 9.
Not South Africa or Australia or Pakistan.
No, Sri Lanka this time.
Right,
Hazy.
sorry, yeah, thanks.
You and I are going to fight this too, I can feel it.
As long as you don't confuse yourself, we are fine with it.
I'm very happy where I'm at the moment, thank you, Russ.
I get really concerned when I hear you say we. Sorry, I interrupted your train of thought. My mistake. You can continue after this.
Now you have confused him. But one person who's not confused is Shoaib Malik. He knows exactly what he's doing out there at the moment.
And that is the point we were going to get back to. The point I wanted to make before I was rudely interrupted by Hazy was the fact that Avishka Fernando, it will take a massive amount from batting with a player like Shoaib Malik. And that is what this competition does for the Sri Lankan players.
He's already a star. He's already pretty much a certainty in the white ball format, but a lot to learn. Age on his side. And you're right, there's a lot more Sri Lanka can expect out of Avishka Fernando. 16 gone, 145 for 2. And it's time for a strategic timeout. It's your time, coach. There we go. Lyndon Hannibals calls the timeout.
Cricket lova kalamba Pitiya yali sarasa Ekva jaya gamu lova jaya gamu Sinhanada patura. It's the battle of the champions. It's the glory of the nation. It's a celebration. It's a revolution. You can feel it everywhere.
அடியில சுத்தி இறங்குவோம் படையத்த நதியத்த நோக்கி ஒண்ணு கள்ளத்துல நெருப்பத்த வீசி வெட்டையாட கட்டுக்குள்ள 11 சிக்க குட்டி வந்துருச்சு பொட்டி போட்டு போடுபட்ட பள்ளையட்டை ஆடு கொண்ட தலை கண்ண கண்டையத தலை கவச மட்டும் நடி போடுகிற மயிலா சிக்க பொழுது சிட்டு முட்டுக்கு பாடா ஆறா அடிடா நாளா உடடா இறங்கி அடிச்சா எவன்டா கேப்பா ஒன்ன தாண்டி போட்ட ஒன்ன தான் செய்வோண்ட ஒன்ன தான் ஆடு கொண்ட ஒன்ன தான் குடுப்போண்டா சிக்க பொழுது சிட்டு முட்டுக்கு பாடா
Ekva jaya gamu jaya gamu Satana jaya gamu Ratama jaya gamu Love siu big jaya ki hanana
2020. Win together.
Cricket lova kalamba Pitiya yali sarasa Ek bajaya gamu lova bajaya gamu Sinhanada patura It's the battle of the champions It's the glory of the nation
If you look at that match summary, those people who have downloaded the My 11 Circle app, who have gone to my11circle.com and downloaded that app, we've had some fun tonight with these performances. Picked the players like Olivier, Afridi, and also, of course, Fernando, and they certainly got us some points with those guys. So they would have got involved, had some fun, talked to their mates, a few texts flying around, I'm sure, and would have really enjoyed themselves today, as Fernando is doing right now. 31 required from 24 balls. That's the equation, and the Jaffna Stallions should do this easily with 8 wickets in hand.
Yeah, Dhananjay De Silva, Tisara Pereira, Hasaranga. So there's plenty to come. But what do the Galle Gladiators have? That's crucial. How does Afridi play this? It's for them to make a change. They have to search for wickets.
Wickets is the only way they are going to change this, and I like seeing Akila Dhananjaya come on attacking off spinner.
Amir has one, Asita Fernando one. Jeez. As a wicket taking option at this stage, he can go only to Amir, I would say. The rest quietly inexperienced.
Always clubbed that, and that's gone for 6. They just keep hitting these boundaries. Some of them have been really big as well. That's what's really helped their cause throughout this innings.
And that's a shot. I know how much Avishka Fernando has worked on his game. He's worked on his sweep. That's a shot he's worked a hell of a lot on. And just interesting there, did we notice that was the leg spinner from Akila Dhananjaya? He has that in his arsenal as well.
I think he's looked really impressive against spin today. He really has done a good job. Of course, he's started the innings. Had to do the hard yards against the quicker bowlers as well, but against spin, I think he's been really impressive.
Career best for Avishka Fernando. So impressed with the way he's been going. Oh, so no, put it down. He's put it down. Walton, what an effort.
He'll be disappointed with that. He's a very good fielder. He'll be upset with the fact that he grasped it.
And that was their one little gap that they might have had to get back in the game. And I agree with you, Hazy. He will be very upset with that. I reckon he should have caught that.
How brave was that? Diving forward, the elbows hit the ground and the ball pops out. Again, the leg break.
And I think, again, the slippery ball. The elbows hit the ground and it just popped out like an ice cream cone.
It also comes down to your mindset. You can have all the skill in the world, different shots. You won't do anything different. This is a perfect partnership to highlight that for any youngster. You can't say enough about it.
I couldn't agree more with you, Russ. It has been. It's been perfect. And 22 of 20, that's the equation now. They've virtually got them home.
They got the boundary early. They're knocking it around. They're making sure they get home. I'd like to see Avishka Fernando be not out.
I think the important thing also, at the same stage, they've got about a 25 run split on where the Gladiators were. And that's where they've always been throughout the entire innings.
But if you think about the innings, it's been slow. There haven't been any big, powerful hits, but the runs have come.
Yeah, they haven't had to, have they? They've controlled it. Has this gone all the way? Walton again on the bounce. Oh, almost a collision. That's a big over. 12 runs from it, 157 for 2. This is becoming an easy target now to Cantor. 19 required from 18 balls. Lots of wickets in hand. This is a game that both these teams have been looking forward to play.
A lot of people have done a lot of hard work to get this together. The military are part of that. The health officials along with Sri Lanka Cricket and the IPG. Because it's been challenging times. Teething problems, issues, but it's all about getting it out there and making it work.
And there's Godfrey. He's put together the facilities. He is unbelievable. The facilities we have in Sri Lanka, we are very, very lucky to have. Practice facilities, nets, pitches, outfields, grounds. Brilliant.
I agree with you, Russ. I think it's that everyone's done a terrific job to get this underway. I just want to remind you, you were telling me a story earlier today. Come back to that in a sec, but just have a look at the work from Fernando. This is what we call a split wagon wheel. You'll see all those red spider legs, all the sixes that he's hit at the bottom as well, but he's really been strong, certainly on the leg side. Most of the runs scored there. Very solid connections. But Mickey, you told me something this morning that the boys told you about the surface yesterday.
Yeah, just chatting to Chandimal and Angelo and to Kusal Jami last night, just in some text messages, they were saying the surface was amazing. They felt that the margin for error for the bowlers was very, very minimal. But, you know, congratulations out to the ground staff. They've put together a really, really good surface. And that was the game, and these are the games that competition needs just to kickstart that tournament. So hats off to Godfrey and his staff. They've done a wonderful job.
Run a ball required, 17 or 15. Not ready to do anything silly. That's the most important thing from the Stallions' point of view. He's playing the My 11 cricket app. He's on it. Has he got the right team?
It looks like he's serious about it, that's for sure.
Picking the team for tomorrow, I guess.
He is. He's on it as well.
Tomorrow doubleheader.
Yeah, big day.
Dambulla will see them for the first time. You like the look of them,
I do like the look of them. Dashan Sanaka, very good leader. Nirushan Dikwela, Lahiru Kumara, and those are just a couple of our Sri Lankan boys. I do like the look of them.
I think the Gold Gladiators bounce back tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think
they play Colombo in the night game.
Right.
Dambulla take on Kandy. Earlier on, it's a 3:30 start for the Dambulla Vikings.
Solid. There is a sweeper. He's not there though. That's a beautiful stroke.
First boundary to Shoaib Malik. My 11 circle, champion shot from a true champion. Partnership up to 98 as well. There were fielders in the deep. The wide Yorker is what Afridi is searching for. But Malik has an answer.
That's the thing with Shoaib Malik and his experience. He's seen it all. He's seen every situation. And he'll just coast them home like a seasoned professional.
I know we don't normally talk about averages in T20 cricket, but he's got an average of 38 in T20 cricket, which is also extraordinary after 401 games. 165 for 2. Jaffna Stallions are just 2 hits away from winning this. 2 solid hits, that is. A couple of overs remaining. And Shoaib Malik is on strike. 25 not outs. Pretty much a runner ball at this stage. Mohammad Amir is about to start his last over. His figures are tight. He got some tap in his first over, if you remember. And then he came back strong towards the end of that first over, but 1 for 19 off 3. With 10 dot balls, that's the work that he's done. That's pretty tidy stuff from Mohammad Amir. With the ball that's a little bit on the damp side, a little bit wet, as he is as well.
1 for 19 to Mohammad Amir. We talk so much about Shoaib Malik and Sri Lankan players need to learn. You mentioned Avishka Fernando learning. But for me, Dhananjay De Silva next. Pretty similar player. How to control, how to manage. I think to be in the same team and to learn that would be a big plus for Sri Lanka. That's the 100 partnership of 66 balls.
Yeah, that's a good point, Russ. And Dhananjay will be watching this. He's a very studious cricketer. A 100 partnership of 66. That's an amazing partnership. Avishka Fernando, Shoaib Malik getting them home.
Shoaib Malik's contribution only 26, but that's valuable runs.
100%. That allows Avishka to contribute what he has.
We also saw that 50% in boundaries, so they have not forgotten to run the opposition ragged.
And that's the transformation of Avishka Fernando. Just to go back to Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is a very similar cricketer to Shoaib Malik. Very good in the field, bowls off spin, and can do this job. This is the role we earmark him to do within our team. And he will just be learning every moment from Shoaib Malik.
A player like this allows the others to express themselves. And Sri Lanka have many who can play strokes. We are looking forward to the World T20 coming soon. So these type of roles for players to identify and also learn will only make the Sri Lankan team a lot better. Missed out. He squeezed that, but just couldn't get it through.
This is the time now that they won't want to be taking it to the last over. So I'm expecting one hit here, one boundary, and it's done and dusted.
8 required off 9. There you go. You called it, Mickey. All the way she goes. Into the 90s goes Avishka Fernando. 2 required for the Jaffna Stallions. It's been a smart chase.
It's been a very, very smart chase. Hats off Avishka Fernando. This is very mature and very, very good.
He's played well. He really has played superbly. Great to see the support that Malik is providing, not just with the bat, but also verbally.
Do you think he'll be thinking, wish the bowlers had given another 10 or 15 runs?
I bet he is. Why not? 3 figures.
We think alike, but Mickey says, nah, no way.
Just get the job done. He won't be thinking. He'll be happy to walk off 90 not out, I promise you.
Sneaky look on the leg side there. Check to make sure Mohammad, there we go. Check to make sure Mohammad Amir wasn't watching. Scores a level.
Jaffna Stallions looking back at their game. Except for that period from the 16th to probably the 19th over, that three over period where he just ran away. Shahid Afridi going berserk. They've controlled the game very, very well. It was a drop catch that led to that little period as well.
They've been very, very good. Good game plans. Jaffna Stallions have been outstanding tonight. Great game plans, good individual performances.
Problem with the Gaul Gladiators, they scored only 52 runs between overs number 5 and 15. That's what let themselves down badly.
$19 gone, 175 for 2. Jaffna Stallions.
We just had a quick look there at the coaching staff of the Jaffna Stallions, and they were looking very relaxed, as they should be, with just 1 run required in this last over. Coach Kandumni, there he is on the far right at the back.
He's brought the field in. Many of them trying to stop that single. Dhananjay opened the bowling, he's bowling the 20th as well.
Really good work from Fernando. Seriously impressive stuff.
Oh, well bowled, Akila.
Super over? Again?
No way. This ball, it's all over here. He's gonna have a dart. He's gonna have a dart. I want him to see him sweep. There's no guy back there on the leg side. Have a sweep.
There it is. That is a very good performance. They have played superb with the Jaffna Stallions. They win by 8 wickets. It is a really good, solid performance from a very organised team.
They've been fantastic tonight in all departments. Really, really well played. I thought their bowling in patches, very, very good. One Indu Hasaranga, outstanding. And then Ivishka Fernando, the standout with the bat, who's just taken them home. Very mature innings from him.
And the senior players. Tisara Pereira also, don't forget, his spell in that middle period, along with Wanindu Hasaranga, was very good. That's what brought them back into the game after the Gaul Gladiators got off to a bit of a flyer.
And Tisara Pereira captained, I thought, fantastically well as well, Russ. I thought he was amazing tonight.
Duan Olivier gives a little different something, but you've got to let him go, let him be free and try to hit the bat hard.
Yeah, I think he was within himself by some distance tonight. He's obviously short of a gallop, and I think he wasn't bowling very quick at all. So he's got some room for improvement, and when he does hit the bat hard, he's a completely different bowler.
Yeah, that's right. I thought Kyle Abbott as well, a little bit short of where he needed to be. I saw Usman Shinwari in the nets. He was bowling with some pace as well. So good depth strength as well for the Jaffna Stallions. They're looking really good.
Yeah, you could say it was a good team performance. Bidro Fernando was impressive for me. I haven't seen him in a long time. I'm pretty sure that he's coming into the plans of the Sri Lankan team. Moin Khan, well, he's got a little bit of work to do. Usman Shinwari, so he's another option for the Jaffna Stallions, but this performance will give them heart to believe in themselves and their